because that's not how the things work. So no, he's a... Today we have a reaction to REN, but this is a reaction with a difference. The tagline of the video of REN's that I'm going to be doing today is called "Why Sick Boy is Off All Streaming Platforms /YouTube and the Kujo Beats and REN situation." I don't know what this situation is. Now is he talking about Sick Boy the song? Is he talking about Sick Boy the album? I've not checked Spotify or anything because obviously I've been put onto this video, so I want to know exactly what's going on. And yeah, we're here for it. It's a 35-minute video, so I'm expecting this to be quite a long reaction, so strap in if you want to see exactly what happens. So let's check it out. I am intrigued. I am very, very intrigued as to what this whole situation is, because I don't know anything about what REN's been going through. I am intrigued about this situation, and I'm also curious as to why Sick Boy is off streaming platforms. What a banger song that is as well. Right, okay. Come on, REN. Let's see what the situation is here.
This is a video that I never, ever really wanted to have to make.
Right.
But it's very important for me that I do.
Right.
All the time, artists all over the world pour their souls into their work, and that work is tainted by money or greed.
Yeah.
A lot of you will have been asking me the question why Sick Boy has disappeared now, as well as YouTube on streaming services.
I didn't know it had. So is he talking the song? Oh, let me carry on.
It's a video that was very close to me. It's a video that told my story about my health.
It's a video then.
It's a video that told the story of many other people who have been gaslit by the medical community.
Facts.
It's a story of greed in the music industry, ironically.
Really?
Funnily enough. It's also a song that I poured tens of thousands of pounds into for a music video, for promotion. It was also the leading title of the only #1 album that I've got, so I was very, very proud of it. Okay,
so we're talking the song. The song's been taken down from YouTube and all streaming platforms, and okay, why is this? I mean, I know he's going to tell us now. I'm asking the question in my head, because isn't Sick Boy his own music? That's his own music. That's not cover song. That's not like Bittersweet Symphony where it can be probably charged for royalties, or Fatboy Slim that could be charged for royalties because he's used their like backing track. You know what I mean? That Sick Boy's his song, isn't it? Right. And like I say, it does tell a story of REN's life, if you like, and obviously seeing him a little bit upset here, like saying that this is a story that, tells that's close to him basically.
And we'll no longer have that song, guys.
Why?
And I want to go into the reasons why. Also, I do recommend sticking around to the end of this video, because I've got a very exciting announcement about all of this that relates to all of this right at the end. People who have been following me for a while, they'll know the sort of person I am. They know the principles that I have, and they'll know how I treat other independent artists.
Yeah.
So they'll know why it was so important for me to have to make this video.
It's not just independent artists though; it's the way he treats us as reactors as well, and people on YouTube, because he lets us do the videos. He comments on our videos. I've spoke to REN on videos as well. Like on the comments section. So he's very, very. He has that lift up mentality, and that's what he said in one of his other live streams. I believe we should all lift each other up. You know what I mean? And that's such a good way to put it. You know what I mean? And we know REN's all about that.
And I want this to be as unbiased as possible. Obviously, I'm emotionally affected by it, and that may leak in, right? But I want to share entire clips of these conversations so there can be no doubt. Also, if Kujo and his girlfriend want to share any more screenshots of other those conversations, I encourage them to, because I believe that this should all be public knowledge, so there can be no doubt. Rather than taking people's words from it, I would like them just to see transparently.
So basically, REN's outing somebody called Kujo for something. I don't know what that is yet. Kujo, wasn't that like a horror film with a crazy maniac dog or something? Okay.
What has happened here? To give context for all of this, back in 2022, I buy a beat from BeatStars, right? For anyone who doesn't know, BeatStars is a platform that connects producers to artists who need beats. I do produce most of my own work, but I wanted to find some hip-hop beats for inspiration. What I would usually do is buy a beat, arrange it slightly differently, tweak it myself, add my own vocals, add my own layers and stuff like that. I find this banging beat, right, from a producer called Kujo Beats, which I buy an unlimited license for. This is...
okay. So he's paid $100 for Yeah, there you go. Okay.
All very important to keep in mind for later on, right? I buy an unlimited license, which means that I am able to put it on all streaming platforms and get as many streams as I want, and all recording on platforms like YouTube, etc. Right?
Yeah.
After I do this, I send my YouTube guy that I work with, and I send the publishing team an email just giving them a heads up, being like, yo guys, I bought this beat, they need to be registered correctly, content ID needs to be turned off. I'll put a clip of that. I'm putting screenshots of those.
Hey guys, because Sitbo's license beat, I thought I'd send you this to make sure nothing will be breaching the contract. We will need to turn content ID off when distributing the video, audio and visual. Okay.
Messages here, just in case Kujo claims I never did this.
Right.
I did do this. I also went the extra mile and messaged the team and said, look, we need to credit him on Spotify credits and stuff like that as well, because sometimes artists don't always fully.
Well, there you go. Look at that. He says there, it'll have what they want to be credited on the licenses. Right, okay. So he's doing it the proper way.
To credit him on Spotify credits and stuff like that as well, because sometimes artists don't always fully credit producers. I think that I forgot to do it in the YouTube description for like the first month or two, and then I updated it, and then he was fully credited the whole time, right? That was just a lapse because there was a lot going on.
I hate doing YouTube descriptions. Oh, they get on my waz.
Fully credited the whole time, right? That was just a lapse because there was a lot going on. I was in Canada treating and stuff. But anyway, he was credited fully, like very soon in everywhere. And
what is this? Is this Kujo seen like REM's gone dead popular or something? So now he wants to like, that was my beat. But mind you, it can't be that because he bought an unlimited license, and that's what an unlimited license is for, so that you can make it your own song. You buy it. Oh no, I want to see what this is.
As far as I was aware, registered everywhere. So I don't think anything of it, right? Also, in the BeatStars contract, it says very clearly that the person selling you the beat has to own the beat.
Any copyright material or sound recordings belonging to any other person, firm or corporation hereinafter as referred as owner without first having notified the licensee shall have no obligation to approve the use of any sample. Right, okay.
And if there are any elements of the beat that he doesn't own, he has to let you know. This is very important to remember for what is to follow as well, right? So yeah, I think there's no problems. I buy the beat. I record a song. This is before things have blown up with my music, so I'm still pretty underground artist at this point.
Okay.
I record the track, put it out. I even get a message from him at some point, which is also important to remember because of the hypocrisy of this whole situation. Just like, wicked, I love the track. Okay? Remember that too. Before I begin, I just want to add this. I have no problem with BeatStars. I think they're a very innovative company who actually help people make art, which I'm very, very passionate about.
Yeah.
I think the contracts and the things you're getting into could be clearer because we're now in a situation negotiating older tracks bought from BeatStars. I would love to talk to the if anyone from there is watching, I imagine they will be at some point. I would love to talk to the CEO, founder of BeatStars, face to face.
Yeah.
Just because I want to understand how something like this could have happened, and I want to understand why it escalated the way it did, because from what I've heard, he's someone who cares a lot about artists, and someone who creates a platform like that I think must be very passionate about music. I'd love to chat to you if you're listening, and I'd love to figure out why this happened and how we can stop things like this happening in the future.
Tell me what happened. I'm only joking, but yeah, I mean, whatever's happened here and whatever the mix-up is or whatever, I mean, he's handling this properly, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's being calm and collected. He's not. I mean, he's saying his videos and stuff is off YouTube and what have you. So I don't understand why it's off. Well, I don't yet, obviously, because this is a 35-minute video and 5 minutes in. I
also think that there needs to be a bit more stringent checks on if people are selling unlicensed samples, because then things tend to get a little bit sticky.
Is that what's happened?
Here. Anyway, does
Kujo not own this beat? Is that what's going on here? And is he getting sued by somebody else?
Samples, because then things tend to get a little bit sticky like they have here. Anyway, that's it. I have no problem with BeatStars because I'm not interested in going to war with them, because I think that it's really cool that there's a platform like that exists for artists and producers to be connected.
That's nice of him.
Just thought I'd put that out there, make that clear. Right, so I arrive home from Canada after a 1.5 year long treatment of treating brain damage and autoimmunity, which a lot of you will know if you've been following my journey.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm expecting a nice 2 weeks with my mates before I do my first ever solo show in 5 years because of my health. So I'm just I want a nice chill time. I want to be able to focus on rehearsing and stuff. Very early on, I wake up to a message saying, yo, your song Sick Boy has been taken down. So I look at it, and sure enough, it's been copyright striked from this guy Kujo Beats' channel. And initially I'm like, oh, this just must be some automatic fuck up. So like, I don't take
Hang on, he said Kujo Beats sent him a message saying cool, it was cool or something, and then he's okay.
Too seriously. I sent him a message like, yo, there must have been a technical error or something here.
Yo man, my song just got copyright striked, had paid for that, tagged you like requested, what's going on? My channel has a copyright strike now, and that video has millions of views. It was paid through BeatStars, and we even spoke about it, right?
No response for 2 days. So I'm like, what's going on? So I check his channel, and then I see a comment of that beat that he licensed me, and I see a comment that's like, Ren has left me no choice. I'm sorry that I had to do this. And I'm like, okay, so this was intentional. Like, what? Like, the last conversation I had with this guy was months ago with him being like, yo, big up your work, it's sick.
Yeah.
So I'm like super confused about it. So I send him another email like, dude, what's going on? Again, I get absolutely no response. So I put a comment on his YouTube comment section, and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get hold of you. Why are you ignoring me? Like, I just want to resolve this amicably.
Hey man, wanted to understand what's going on in this dispute. I thought you'd been crazy fairly everywhere. If you hadn't been, it's totally my bad. I was going through brain damage treatment at the time. And the message, okay, in regards to the sample, so it's a sample on the track. We got a message saying that a sample of the choir had not been cleared. Sample of a choir? They told me they were dealing with it, nothing since. I'm confused what's going on, but I'd love to sort it. Everyone's happy because I don't want, for your sake or mine, for this need to get legal because it's such a pain in the ass and costly thing to happen. If you'll let me know my team you've been talking to, and they've said they'll get on it because it's something they've done wrong on their end, and I want to resolve it happy. I just want to really focus on the music. Okay.
What's going on? Finally, I get a response on Instagram, and for the sake of this video, I'm just going to put all of these responses in their full form so that there can be no doubt as to what happened. I'm just going to read out like the key moments and explain the key moments. But if anyone's like interested in deep diving, so there can be no doubt as to what's happened here, feel free to pause it. If Kujo and his girlfriend, like I said, feel like I've left anything out,
his girlfriend as well,
welcome to post it. I have no...
but it's his bloody girlfriend who's mainly saying stuff. You never know, do you?
Situation. So he responds, and he tells me that he's been talking to my lawyer for months, which I have no idea about.
Okay, so he's talking to Ren's lawyer. Hi Ren, I'm really sorry it came to this. Especially asked my legal rep not to request a strike since I wanted to avoid the situation, but then left a comment saying Ren's giving no choice. My rep has been in contact with your lawyer, who has been exceedingly incompetent handling the situation. Again, sorry for this talk cock up. I hope you're doing okay. We have been in negotiations, obviously, with his lawyer's name for many months, and he has yet to come forward with reasonable terms according to industry standards. So yeah, I'd say talk to and see what he says. I'm still waiting on updates from the reps of BeatStars. Hi man, I had no idea at all you were even talking to his lawyer. He should have told you. Well, obviously. All I was told was that a couple of months ago a choir sample had been cleared and that they were chasing us for the money. Hadn't been cleared and they were chasing us for money. And it was being dealt with. So I just figured it was being sorted behind the scenes. That's why this has all been so surprising. All I was told that a couple of months ago a choir sample hadn't been obviously cleared. Yeah, I was also made aware of that, and I'm sorry it caused you trouble. Sorry this caught you off guard.
And he seems like quite a nice guy initially, so I'm like, okay, maybe this has all just been a misunderstanding. I remember even saying to like Connor and that, I was like, this has probably just been a misunderstanding and something's gone wrong here. Don't worry. He seems like you're all right, dude. We will sort this out. But then after that little exchange, I noticed a comment in the YouTube comment section on his video saying that,
to all coming from Ren Sick Boy, I have waited for over a year for Ren and his team to follow the terms of the contract they signed for this beat. During this whole period, I have not issued any strikes with the faith that they would make things right. I asked my legal representative not to issue strikes initially, as I had hoped Ren and his team would do the right thing. Unfortunately, they have delayed and avoided providing any reasonable terms to my team with shamefully long periods of silence. Respect the terms of the contract. Don't spread misinformation. Don't lie. Hang on a minute. Hang on. If this track for the Sick Boy, the beat that he bought, has a choir in it that's not been cleared, and Kujo has sent the beat to Ren after Ren's bought the license, surely that license would cover that choir because that's on BeatStars. And if that's on BeatStars as a purchasable track, then what the hell is the choir? Why is the choir on it if that's not been cleared? How the hell can a sample of a choir be enough to, take a video down after you've sold it? I don't get that. I don't get what's happening. I don't know why Kujo's bent out of shape.
I'm lying about the situation when I thought that we on the same page here. So I pull him up on it, and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't say you were lying," when he clearly did. That should have been the first red flag for me. But
brother, I'm not saying you're lying. It just said in that comment then. Why? Don't lie. I'm addressing the irate fans. I'll edit the comment and make that clear. One sec. You said you hoped me and my team do the right thing. I don't even know what the issue is. I'm really not trying to damage your image, bro. Can you explain it to me, obviously? Okay, let me go into the comments and I'll get back to you.
Still giving him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, maybe another misunderstanding. Anyway,
Ren's
so I contact
nice.
my lawyer to find out what the hell's happening, because I'm in the dark about all of this situation.
Yeah.
And he explains to me that I've been sold a beat with a stolen sample, with an unlicensed sample.
So Kujo sold him a beat with an unlicensed sample. So why is Kujo giving him a copyright strike? Or is it not Kujo? No, it says Kujo giving the strike. How is Kujo giving him a strike for a stolen sample if the sample is stolen? Shouldn't people be on Kujo's back at BeatStars for putting a beat on there that's got a sample on it that is stolen? Because Ren's bought that in good faith, from what I've seen so far.
And that the Bulgarian choir sample owners had chased him and gone, look, you've used this beat without permission. You've used this sample without permission. And so you need to give us 50% of the publishing split. And what my lawyer's done, because we were sold a beat in good faith and it wasn't actually cleared, he's reached out to Kujo and gone, look, I think you need to absorb this for selling this.
Damn right.
In bad faith, basically.
You've sold that to REN as a reputable beat. If you've stolen something and put it in, and that copyright holder then finds your beat with their sample, the only person they should be chasing is the person selling the sample, and shouldn't be going after REN, and Kujo shouldn't be going after REN, but Kujo should pay the 50% of the royalties to that company who owns that sample then. That's how I'm looking at this now. That's how it should be. That's right. Kujo shouldn't be even messaging Ren or striking him. Or is he trying to recuperate some funds he's going to have to pay back to this choir sample owner?
And they've gone, no, we're not going to absorb that. And then it's escalated, and I think because my lawyer was being slightly slow with the responses, they also, keep in mind, I don't know any of this is happening right now. To get my attention, they issue a copyright strike on the video, which affects my YouTube channel, by the way. And the video gets taken down as a form of leverage, which is a bizarre way of dealing with things, I think, because it would have been a good idea to contact me, maybe, like anyone.
Absolutely.
Anyone first, if this was getting so, blown up.
Yeah.
Maybe the lawyers, maybe Kujo could have actually reached out to me, the artist.
This might be where the greed is coming in that you said before. So this is a story of greed and within the music industry. Because what's happened is Sick Boy was released after High Ren. High Ren is the song that made Ren blow up. So anything else that Ren then releases is going to blow up. That's what happens when you go viral, isn't it? So maybe they're saying, it could even be a frigging cover story. Hang on, Ren's done this song with our beat and he's took off. Should we try and claim some money off him? That's what it sounds like to me. Right, okay. I'm biased towards Ren though, because I think he's a lovely guy, isn't he?
Maybe the lawyers, maybe Kujo could have actually reached out to me, the artist.
Yeah.
Nobody did. So I found that a bit bizarre. Any fucking way. Then I read a comment,
We can talk on Instagram or email if you want. I've been in negotiations with your lawyer for months. He said years before. Without receiving any satisfactory response. You have yet to pay me the royalties you owe. I think it's cowardly of you to pretend like you have done nothing wrong. Bull. No, you sold the beat. Kujo sold the beat. Ren bought the beat in good faith. This Kujo's an idiot. Right, okay.
Comment that Kujo's posted, calling me a coward to pay the royalties he's owed. And I'm like, what royalty? That's also, in my head, the publishers are just paying him the money, and now the situation has to change until everyone agrees on it. But I wasn't even privy to that conversation about what a fair split should be yet. So I was like, what? I don't owe you. I don't owe this guy money. Like, there's no master splits on the BeatStars contracts, by the way. So all money that comes in to Kujo, which should be paid to Kujo, rightly so, comes from the publisher, which is nothing to do with me, by the way.
Yeah.
I explained this so many times in this conversation, by the way.
Right.
And he's adamant to say, probably short of like 50 times, pay me my money. I am nothing to do with his money, right? So it's a very bizarre thing to keep saying, but I try to explain that to him patiently, never really takes it in. Anyway, he calls me a coward on this comment, so I pull him up on that. This actually starts to then rub me up a little bit.
Well, yeah,
so
absolutely.
I'm like, I pull him up on that. It's saying like, the hell, like, coward.
Also, this man, cowardly bro, didn't even know you weren't being paid publishing, but publishing has nothing to do with the actual artist. I've been frustrated with my own publisher, but if there's a faulty registration of your publishing, then you and me are both pissed at them. I forwarded them the contract from BeatStars for this exact reason, so you'd get all the publishing you deserve. There should be a 50-50 split. Okay, that's Ben talking, amicably. But I'll edit it out. Like I said, I woke up to a bunch of angry fans, and it got me shook. Well, why don't you talk to REN then? Like he said, this is all just a pretty crazy way to go about things. I don't understand why the copyright strike would even be sent without anyone you or my life telling me what's going on. I don't understand why he didn't address that there. I don't understand why your lawyer didn't tell you anything. This is on him. No, it's not. It's on you for issuing the copyright strike. It's aggressive. Like was warned about it, the copyright strike. Dude, my legal rep has been talking to such a body for months, literally months. Obviously, he's lying.
Anyway, I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt at this point. Anyway, despite this, I feel like he's probably just misinformed. So I still take his side on it, and I go on to reassure him he'll get paid his publishing money because I want him to get paid his publishing money.
Right.
Doesn't affect me in any way.
What did he say then? I didn't... Love, bro, thanks for being open and respectful. He's done nothing but be respectful, from what I'm seeing. Even when he's rubbed up the wrong way, like he said, he's getting a bit, annoyed.
He'll get paid his publishing money because I want him to get paid his publishing money.
Right.
Doesn't affect me in any way. So, I was like, yeah, I'll chase it up for you. I let him know.
Oh, hang on. I've always leave that one for longer. Right, so homie, look, a solution this. We've figured out what percentage this Balkan Choir is wanting from publishing. I have a feeling it's fucking stupidly high. Then we'll just talk about how to do it fairly and the lawyers. Then go back to them with what we agreed on. I prefer let my guy at BeatStars handle legal stuff since I'm a beat maker, not a negotiator, and I have no idea what's fair and what isn't. Okay, fair enough. If you like, I can give you his contact info, then you can talk to him direct. I just want to understand why that isn't clear in the contract. Okay.
Doesn't affect me in any way. So, I was like, yeah, I'll chase it up for you. I let him know that I'm happy to split publishing if there's a bit of a grey area, and I'm kind of reassuring him. It's really important to remember this, by the way, guys, because some of the lies that are posted later make me out to be really unreasonable. So I'm like, yo, if there's some simple mistake, let's split the publishing. It's cool.
Yeah, that's not rocket science, but no one can give me a clear answer. Also, what I still don't understand is why there was a copyright strike on YouTube video, which has absolutely nothing to do with the publishing. Because whether that was you or your representative, that's really weird way to do things. That's how my own hard work. Yeah, it has. I don't care about whether the splits end up being. All I care about is what is legally right or wrong here. So I don't understand why no one can give me an answer. Okay.
I'm happy to do that. Yeah. Anyway, so he comes back to me and lies more. He says, it's always up to the performer to clear the sample. It's not. It's up to the producer.
Yeah.
But unless there's been a conversation.
I was under the impression that you would have received a warning. I had no idea that the video would be completely taken down. No, because he said it come down from Kujo, didn't he? He said it was a copyright strike from Kujo. The reason the strike was issued is because your rep was dragging his feet. I was under the impression that you would have received a warning. I had no idea that the video would be completely taken down. And the reason there is a strike is issued because your rep was dragging his feet and playing. So he knew. He said, I had no idea that video was being completely taken down. Then says in the next sentence, completely, the reason the strike was issued is because your rep was dragging his feet. So he knew the strike was being issued. Our only possible negotiating tactic is to get a response. No, it's not. You reach out. Keep in mind, we all thought you were in the loop. Wait, do you know what you do when you think something or you assume? it makes an ass out of you and me, doesn't it? That's how you spell it. If you don't contact Ren, put him in the loop. Like, I don't want to sound like a... But if everyone was paying me correctly, I would still be posting on YouTube, and BeatStars would be making music full time, as it is working shite jobs, struggling to make ends meet, trying to make time for music. And that's why I joined BeatStars Publishing, so someone would have my back and help me get what I'm owed. Right, okay. So basically, because he's annoyed that one of Ren's beats has took off because Ren's took off, he wants a share of the pie. That's what this is. Because that was my beat. Oh, do you know what we should do here? That's what it'll be. He doesn't want to sound like a, but he is being a.
But in this case, as you can see, we're willing to make concessions for you to get your fair share. So actually, it's me making the concessions here because he sold a stolen sample. And I'm like, you know what? You can still have some publishing split, right? So like, I'm actually being the one that's being quite reasonable here. And he's flipped on his head like, we'll be good to you, you know, because I've done nothing wrong in this situation. Anyway, I was like, and then he says, I was under the impression you would have received a warning. I had no idea that the video would be completely taken down. Another lie, as you'll see soon. He and his lawyer agreed to take this video down as a form of leverage. It was our only possible negotiation tactic to get a response.
Bollocks.
Maybe message me. They're scratching their head. How can we get a response? Okay, we'll take his video down, issue a copyright strike, which also I didn't actually violate the contract.
Sign of aggression, though, isn't it?
Not intentionally. So the only possible tactic, dude, message me. Send me an email like you've messaged me before to tell me that you love my work. So like,
yeah, you told him you love your work. Keep him in the loop. Keep him in the loop. Didn't know he was not in the loop. How'd you find out if someone's in the loop? Hey, Ren, did you know this is happening? Can you sort it, please? Not hard, is it? But you can. It's easy to issue a copyright strike and try and berate this guy for pouring his heart and soul into a song and making it blow up. Just for you to take it down because you want some money because you work a shit job. Knobhead.
Like, send me an email about this. Anyway, he says he also wants to wrap it up immediately and get the song back online. Another lie, as you will see later on, because he decides to stick to his guns and use the video as leverage. Anyway, the plot thickens. I get an email from their lawyer, and I'm not going to share it in case they start claiming I'm sharing things I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, well, you've got to be careful with legal documentation, haven't you? Because he's got GDPR, and you've also got what's the other one? What's it called? It's like when it's like client confidentiality, isn't it? You can't share legal documentation.
But I get an email and it says, on top of the publishing split, they want a £3,000 payment, right? They want a 15% retroactive split of the master, which has nothing to do with publishing, which means like 15% of every...
So he wants a retrospect of the master. So 15% of everything that it makes from now on, the guy wants 15% of it. The guy's deluded. He's jumping on Ren's popularity here.
Retroactive split of the master, which has nothing to do with publishing, which means like 15% of everything the song has ever made since it came out. Retroactively, so since it's come out to this moment and then into the future. When I've paid for an unlimited sample, unlimited license beat, and with that you're talking money from record sales, you're talking money from streaming things, you're talking all of that when they haven't put any effort into promoting the song. He's made a beat and he's stolen part of the beat and he wants 15% of everything the song has ever made for that, plus a £3,000 advance.
This is riding on his popularity as the Fun in Reverse song right now says. You're riding on my popularity. So basically, because he's used his beat, he wants some royalties. Because he knows he's going to get the record sales. He'd be entitled to if he got the royalties for the retro split. He would be entitled to not just the song. The song is on the album Sick Boy, so he'd be getting 15% of the album Sick Boy as well, not just the song. And that went to number one, didn't it? Number one, I beat Rick Astley to number one. So there's been a hell of a lot of money. 15% of whatever full album sales he got for Sick Boy, the album, would be on there as well. Not just the song.
Out of principle, I wasn't going to give him that. But, because like, I would may have been slightly open to negotiations if they hadn't used the song as leverage and actually treated me like a decent person. I hadn't put like lies about the situation.
Yeah.
Right? But nah, out of principle, I wasn't going to agree to that. And also to clarify, when I've been in rooms with producers and we've made a song from scratch, I've done a lot of like 50-50 splits, or I've done like 25-75, or with other collaborated artists, we just agree on a split that's like 50-50, 25. Right. So, you know, like 15% isn't outrageous, right? What's outrageous is that they already sold it with an unlimited license right from the get-go. So you go into BeatStars thinking, I'm buying an unlimited license for this much money, right? And I was broke at the time when I bought that beat. So it's like you go into the situation buying something, and then later on down the line it can come back and sting you if they go, oh, this slight thing, well, we found a loophole here, which means then now you owe us all this money, right? So it's like it was kind of unfair, because say you buy a painting off somebody for £10, and then the price of it rises exponentially because maybe the painter dies or something, or he becomes really popular. You don't then just go back to the person you sold it to and go, oh, that painting's worth like 20 times more now. Give me a bit more money for it, because the transaction's been done. And that's kind of how I felt about the BeatStars thing. It wasn't about me losing money. It was about the principle of like, we've stepped into this agreement, and I was in full faith thinking I was buying an unlimited sample, but that's unlimited license, sorry. But that's not actually what's happened, is it? Right?
No, because if you buy an unlimited license, you should be able to do what the fuck you want with it, whatever, because you've bought that license. I mean, Ren just said though, basically as well, you know, every time he collabs with someone who's independent or makes a song with someone, they agree and then they do. Ren also said about this situation, you know, talk to me, you know, keep me in the loop. And if this guy would have said like, oh, well, this has happened with that, so is there any chance we can, you know, do this 15%, you know, just to keep these satisfied and pay that quiet what they need, you know, maybe it's my mess up, whatever. But to sit there, strike someone, go in like, you know, like it's fighting talk, and then demand $3,000 as well as 15% royalties, I'm not surprised Ren's digging his heels in, because if he'd approached him in the first place, I'm sure Ren would have been diplomatic enough to say, do you know what, mate? Yeah, do you know what? I can see what's happened here. In good faith, I will give you that 15% split, and we'll sort out that that choir, whoever owns the choir sample. But, you know, the way it's been handled by Kujo is very, very fighting talk.
And it says that if I don't agree to this, they're within their right to claim 100% of the song because I have breached something in the contract. Right?
He wants a bigger split than my son and pay me 3K equal. I'm really sorry to go this route, dude, but it doesn't budge on this. We're going to have to take it to court, and I'm going to have to put out statements about the whole thing. Good, man. I don't really see what the option is. I shouldn't be paying $3,000 plus losing in addition 25% of a mastering and even more on the master after the work I've put in. This is insanity. It is, because Ren's made a completely brilliant song there. If we shared an equal cost of making the music video, promoting the track and a career, selling records, sure, yeah. But like you said, he put tens of thousands of pounds into the video as well. But you're taking like 10,000 of work there, and you're not asking for that. I get that you made the beat, and I actually put a fair bit of work into the arrangement and writing of the vocals after the fact that you can clearly hear. But then beyond that, spent so much of my own money to even make the track successful after these years and years of building a following who meant there was even an audience for this in the first place. I want you to be paid. There you go. Straight away again, Ren, I want you to be paid. He's still being wholesome with the guy for your work. This is insanity. Surely you can see that there's the threats to claim 100% of the song from your lawyer is kind of insulting after I have to pay the money out of my own pocket. I've been super respectful about the whole thing, and it's getting really too far now. Right.
Now, this is what I breached. Apparently, Content ID was turned on the track.
This sounds like on YouTube. This sounds like sarcasm. Right, come on.
Apparently, Content ID was turned on the track.
By you?
Okay, on YouTube. As you'll see from my earlier on in this video, I actually specifically requested Content ID was turned off, and my YouTube guide did turn it off. There has been something to do with the distribution where somewhere along the line, even after I specifically requested this, it may have gotten turned on at some point, right? Where this doesn't actually make any money, which we've got proof of, because I actually let reactors, I let content creators monetize their own videos where they're reacting to my songs. I've done this since the start because I believe that everyone should get paid. It helps promote me. I'm not losing out. Everyone's a winner. A rising tide lifts all ships, baby. So
take note of this, record labels. All the ones who issue strikes and blocks and copyright IDs, etc. Listen to this guy. I'm biased because I'm a reactor. You know what I mean? But the struggle of fighting with some of these claims sometimes and what have you. And sometimes you get claims on videos that we've been given permission to do. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you get false claims, etc. But Ren has always said from day one, thank you. He always says thank you for reacting to my music. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. He's not saying like you can react to my music. He always says thank you. He's very, very respectful all the time.
So like, I'm like, they're using this as leverage, but legally, but thus is the world. They actually had something to lean on with that. So they were like, look, if you don't agree to these terms, 15% retroactive master split, this share on publishing, and a £3,000 advance against the master, we're going to take 100% of what you own. At this point, I'm obviously pretty annoyed.
Yes.
Which is pretty understandable, right? Anyway, at this point, they've got my attention, so there's no reason they need to use the video for Sick Boy as leverage, right?
Yeah.
So I give them a fair warning. I'm like, mate, if you don't put the video back up on Friday, I'm going to have to put a public post explaining why it's down.
And so clearly we've got this video now, so it's not gone back up. I didn't even know it had gone down, to be honest. I'm stepping out of the situation now. I've said my piece, but this is stressing me out far too much. If the song is back on YouTube by the end of the week, I'm really not willing to be amicable on how much of I offer for the song if it gets to that point. So please sort it, man. It's fucked up. The whole situation is so unfair on me. I agree that the publishing is unfair on you too, which is why I'll do my best to resolve it. But that mistake really wasn't on me to share the burden of this whole asking for 3K and even more master over a YouTube technicality has really pissed you off. Me even offering to knock down 33.33 against my own lawyer's advice, giving it till Friday for Sick Boy to be up, and then I'll be making a public post explaining it. Step away from me. Okay, right. Okay.
I give him a fair warning, which is also important to remember because later on he plays the victim, saying that I've put a post encouraging my fans to bully him, which I didn't. I gave him a fair warning about it. I never once encouraged them to bully him. I just needed to explain why my video was down because this was proper stressing me out, and I feel like I didn't want to be silenced about the whole situation.
No.
But the time comes around,
freedom of speech.
I put the post out, and I'm always still thinking for like a positive solution here. So I have like a brainwave of like, oh, I've got a brilliant solution, right? So I approach him and I'm like, dude, look, I know that things have got complicated here, but out of principle, I don't really want to budge on the master split for this thing, but I've got a much better idea because a lot of my fan base are like now giving him, because I put the public post out, a lot of my fan base is giving him grief, and I'm like, you know what, I want this guy's life to get ruined because of this. Like, it's despite
look at that. Kujo's giving him a copyright strike. He's demanding money and demanding a split. And Ren is still saying, I don't want him to, you know, be out of pocket or lose or be, you know, berated by people. You know, it's what a fucking guy. I'd have been knocking on his door. I'd have been driving down on him. Find out where he lives. Get that video sorted now.
Right, how frustrated it's made me. I don't want this guy to get ruined. I don't want him to get abused about it. I just wanted to get the song back. That was the thing. So like, I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, look, I thought of a thing because I am a man of principle. I didn't want to bend to threats and stuff about the song being claimed 100%. So I'm like, I've got a much better idea. Let's make a song. We'll split it 50-50 down the middle. Master, publishing, everything. A song from scratch. Then if we do that way, it'll be like a fuck you to the industry. Yeah, you and me on a track. You'll make way more money this way because it's 50-50. You'll also get my fan base on your side.
Yes.
It's going to be a great thing because I'm always like, I want to look forward. I don't want to look backwards. I don't want to look at all these things that happened in the past. I'm like, this is actually going to make him even more.
Yeah, here's another point as well. Can he not? Because I know Sick Boy's got like however many millions of views now. Blah blah blah. Can he not like rewrite it and then put his own lyrics for Sick Boy over a different beat maybe and just re-release it or something like? Can he not just do that? Because that then would be like I don't need your beat, I don't have to pay you, the video's already down, I may as well just like, it's like a remix I suppose. Can he not just remix it and then the beat is all his own, you know what I mean? But then again, I suppose it sounds a certain way, doesn't it? Okay.
Backwards. I don't look at all these things that happened in the past. I'm like, this is actually going to make him even more.
Right.
And he rejected it. he turned it down, which
I don't want you to bleed you dry or ask for anything that I'm not owed. I have always treated every artist I've worked with more than fairly. I also think it's fair to say that the details of these... Sorry, I've been up late last night. I also think it's fair to say that these details of these negotiations far surpass our comprehension, as we are merely artists and have no background in law. Read through my proposition, it massively benefits you. I find it hard to envision working with another song until this current situation is probably handled. This situation doesn't hurt my image at all. This is massively gaslighting. Tell me which one of these statements was until like, okay.
Still think to this day is a bit of a silly move given what happened and what happened next, but it's a shame, man. And if you're watching this, you really should have taken that. I'm sure you are watching it. You really should have taken that deal. It was brilliant.
It was.
Not only would it set you up with way more money, which is obviously what you most care about in this situation, but it also got loads of my fans on your side, which would also set you up for all things that you release independently as well, and you'd come out this looking good. Shame. I offered you that olive branch. I offered quite a few olive branches on numerous occasions.
And can you imagine, like, some of the caliber of REN now, like, getting in touch with you saying, like, hey, man, let's make a song together. You'd be like, I'm there. I mean, he did it with Knox Hill, didn't he? Knox Hill, bang, let's make a song. You know what I mean? It's oh, wow. Brilliant. Brilliant. What a absolutely good thing to offer. And that really is that guy's loss.
Which you weren't interested in. Then after that, there's a post on Instagram saying that I've stolen samples from people, which is bizarre because I never have. So I send him a message being like,
if you are talking about my last track, Vera Hall samples cleared, other than that, which track? Cause all the other tracks I made out of my own beats and recordings. If you're talking about my last track, Vera Hall samples cleared. Receipts on the public database. Look, I'm done fighting with you. I'm able to negotiate fairly. He's already offered to make a song with you, pillock. I'm not talking shit. Everything I said comes from the conversation, which is why I've said many times you're welcome to share it. Also, if you're talking about any online retakes, I've actually had props from the artist they're sampled from, and they get revenue on the videos. Yeah, it's probably talking like the Nas retake, the Bittersweet Symphony, the Verve, and Fatboy Slim. But nice reach. Yeah, he's reaching. When did my guy say it wasn't true? It isn't true, brother. It's not on buyer to clear the sample. Unless it's contractually stated.
He said that a British artist has got in touch with him and been like, REN steal samples, which is obviously complete made-up bullshit, BS, right? Yeah. So I messaged him about that. I'm like, what samples have I stolen? The Vera Hall one that I just put out, totally cleared. We cleared that with publishing company because I actually don't like steal my samples. Good. And then any covers that I've done, they're just on YouTube. You're allowed to do that because there's a cover license on YouTube. So like, what are you talking about? To which he then just like ignores it, takes the post down, and then like
takes the post down, did he?
And then just goes on some other fucking tangent. So it's like kind of grasping at straws here to make me look like the bad guy. So we arranged to have this call with the lawyers.
What he's trying to do is doing all these posts and having to take them down because he's been caught saying something that's probably untrue or whatever. What he's trying to do is he's trying to shame REN into paying him the money. That's all it is. He wants money. He's skint. He works a crap job and he wants REN to pay money. Now he's getting desperate and he wants to get this money off REN without doing any work, which is probably why he turned down the offer to collaborate with him.
Like kind of grasping at straws here to make me look like the bad guy. So we arranged to have this call with the lawyers and Kujo, and I'm actually really excited to have the call because it's the first time I can talk to Kujo face to face, deal with this like grown-ups, like men. Adults, and talk to each other. But it's not how it pans out. So we get on the call, and the first thing that happens is the lawyer just says, look, REN, I think that you taking this public was very unprofessional. And I was like,
so it's a copyright strike.
I wasn't the person who took this public, first of all. Like, taking the video down is an aggressive move. And also, I didn't take it public, first of all. Kujo was commenting countless things on his YouTube before I even make the comment. Calling me a liar, a coward, a numb. So, like, to say that I took this public, nah, I just responded to what happened and explained to my fans why the song was down. Those posts are still up for everyone to see. All the posts on his comments are still there for everybody to see. So first of all, it was kind of like we got into it straight away with me like having to be like, I put it straight and then everyone was like, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Right, okay.
The funniest thing about that call is Kujo was on it. He did not say a single word. Even when I like addressed him with questions, his lawyer would interject and go, I can answer that.
Kujo's a shithouse. He's an absolute... He called REN a coward. Who else? Speak through my lawyer. Who's the coward?
Is Kujo was on it. He did not say a single word.
Possibly.
Even when I like addressed him with questions, his lawyer would interject and go, "I can answer that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of want to talk to the person."
Yeah.
Like,
I want to talk to the monkey, not the organ grinder, as they say in this country.
Like an adult, I want to talk to this person. And then my lawyer there's even a moment where my lawyer's like, "Look, I want to address this question to Kujo. Do you actually feel like this situation is fair?" He says nothing, and the lawyer interjects again. So for that whole call, which took about half an hour, 40 minutes, he didn't say a single word, and I thought that was disrespectful.
Was Kujo even there though? Did he say video call or phone call? Could he see him? I can't remember if he said video or phone. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
He didn't say a single word, and I thought that was disrespectful.
Yeah. Given
the circumstances. He later claimed that it was because he doesn't legally know enough and it should be between the lawyers, but no, man.
No. Okay, some certain amounts of jargon is, for the lawyers to speak about. But if Ren's straight out flat, like asking this guy, why did you take it down first? Or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? You can talk man to man like that. You know what I mean? Because he did it intentionally, because he said, I've been left no option but to take it down. And then say he didn't know it was going to be a strike. And then says that he knew, then he's, in the next sentence said, I knew about the strike. Do you know what I mean? He's such a bullshit. He just wants some money. He didn't say, not one, that's because I let the professionals business. Man-child, bro. Man-child. The man-child is the one who's jumping on the back of someone else's success.
Like, regardless of your legal knowledge, we can still have a conversation like adults. Like, I'm not here to try and like intimidate or anything like that. I want to talk to you like a grown-up, brother. And that didn't happen. I wasn't afforded that luxury. I was talking a fair bit on that call about how I felt about the situation and what I felt was right. And I also said on that call that I didn't think that a retroactive split was right.
No.
Because of all the reasons I've mentioned, but it is what it is, man. And then we came off the call and I felt pretty let down by it, to be honest. This is where the plot gets even more ridiculous, and I'm sorry this is a long video, guys, but this is mad, and this is emotionally exhausting, this bit. So I read a bunch of comments on Instagram from this person talking about the contract, saying things that aren't actually in the contract. I'm like, who the is this? So I message him and be like, yo, by the way, you're misinformed. The contract actually doesn't state that it's on me to clear the samples. Yeah. Then I click on the profile. I realise that it's Kujo's girlfriend, so I immediately unsend all those messages.
That's where she fits in. That's where she fits in. Basically, Kujo's gone crying to her saying, he won't pay me any money. And she's like, I tell you what, I'll get on the case. I'm probably going to be better than you. So basically, Kujo's hiding behind his missus.
Then I click on the profile. I realise that it's Kujo's girlfriend, so I immediately unsend all those messages. Because to be honest, look, he was getting grief from my fans, and I think to myself, you know what? He needs someone supporting him, even though that he's been an arsehole. I don't want to like start messaging his girlfriend and shit. Whatever.
You're too nice, Ren. You're too nice. Oh my god. I mean, he still needs someone supporting him. Cough. He's killing with fire. I'm harsh though.
Supporting him, even though that he's been an arsehole. I don't want to like start messaging his girlfriend and shit. No, whatever.
But
I'll leave her out of this. But she sees that I've unsent the messages and she instigates the conversation, says, have you done an oopsie? We start chatting for a long time.
Oh, hang on.
She instigates the conversation, says, have you...
Yeah, I didn't realise you knew Kujo personally. I was trying to explain myself fairly, but I have no interest in affecting any of his personal relationships. That's fair. Only took me a second to figure out on your profile. I'm not interested in fucking up the dude's life. I just want the situation to be fairly resolved. I'm not interested in being screwed over for publishing at all. I have too been a struggling producer for ages. It's only within the past 2 years things have been blowing up, but I do want to get a video I put my heart and soul into back online and figure out how Kujo can get his publishing money ASAP. Well, remake it, mate.
You done an oopsie. We start chatting for a long time. We'll put those messages up so that you can read it.
He could remake the video, remake the song in the same tempo as the other, and he could even get the vocal. He'll have the vocal master anyway. He could just put another beat over the vocal master and put it over the same video, because the music, the sync on the mouth will still be the same, won't it? I'm not reading all that. Yeah, I am. I can't read that because them things are in the way. No idea if this was going on. I know it's like you put your hand in someone's song. I tried so hard to empathise with you, but that all died when you made your public statements. Yeah, well, that's because you got a copyright strike, you kick tit. I can understand how informing your community of a status was sick boy music video. However, inciting them to go and harass him, he never said that. While deforming things that were said, done to villainize him. Oh God, she likes the thesaurus, doesn't she? Painting him as a scheming, greedy, envious character that couldn't be furthest from the truth, pretending he came after you because the track is successful. What I said. Saying that he's asking for more than he's owed, saying he's uncooperative and implying he's not willing to do anything about it. These are lies that you fed your community, and we both know it. I know that this is deceitful, that the deceitful people in this industry, you can make the last person paranoid, but he's not out to get you. Well, why did he give him a copyright strike then? He has very strongly anchored sense of justice, and I can show you he's never meant to step on any toes. You tell your fans you expected him to at least come to you directly. Hasn't he told you that he was 100% sure you were fully involved in the conversation in the first place when this had been going on for months? Excuse me, right? So you say that sentence there. Hasn't he told you that you wasn't 100% sure you was fully involved in the conversation? And then didn't he try and have a call with you, your boyfriend? And he said nothing. So he's a pussy. I've seen how he handles himself for an artist. Anyone that's ever worked with him praised him for his flexibility, kindness, and integrity. He has been undercharged or even offered beats to small artists plenty of times because he truly cares about the art above everything. You say you're an underdog, yet you stage a public humiliation thing on your channel. He's been given a copyright strike for a beat that your fella stole. Well, a sample that he put on his beat that sold. He sold it to REN. REN didn't just take it. What are these people not getting? Also, almost like you're calling the accused in a trial where the jury's made up of your devoted fans. What you're trying to accomplish? Who the fuck do you think you are? Do you hope that thousands of people denigrating him? Denigrate? I've never heard that word in my life. Shitting on every accomplishment, threatening will somehow bring you justice. You're talking about receipts, encouraging him to come forward and face the wrath of your community, expecting what exactly is this? Is this really who the person you are, how you operate? It's distasteful and deeply unethical. Wow, she likes to read the thesaurus or a dictionary or something. But no, you villainize REN first. I've been left no option. I'm sorry about this. I've been talking to REN for a year and got nothing. It's like, yeah, whatever. Talking to the nicest guy in the world. It's like talking to Elmo. You know what I mean? Or a Care Bear.
It actually ends up being, it seems to me, like it's like semi-amicable after a while of talking.
Whoa, what was that? I saw ADHD.
To me.
Why did you not see him as your kin, as slightly out of place? ADHD artist trying to make his best living, assuming he had ill intent from the get-go, is extremely detrimental to the resolution of things, trying to see his side truly. And in your distress, you are so fortunate that Kujo isn't all the things you said. You are lucky that he's deeply kind and in his integrity, because to be honest, if you dragged my name through the mud, I wouldn't be so patient. I'm sorry that I'm losing. No, that's losing. Losing is 1-0. That's kind of ironic considering she likes the dictionary. My fucking temper, but I'm absolutely furious. Sorry that I'm losing my fucking temper, but I'm absolutely furious. His lawyer, not even him, his lawyer with his own willpower suggested that he could be entitled to 100% of the earnings, and you publicly turned that into. Kujo said that he wants 100% of the earnings when he specifically said that he didn't want that and didn't think that was fair at all. But he gave him a copyright strike after selling a beat. Selling a beat, right? When you sell something, you do not control what that person does with it. If they do something with it and they make it better and make a success of it, you don't then have the right to go and say, do you know what? I want more. Because that's not how the things work. So no, I understand why you're mad, which is why I deleted my messages. I think you're perfectly justified to defend him. I've been fucked over so many times in this industry, so have something that close to me hold hostage as leverage as being gutting. Like, understandable. I wish you'd just come to me months ago. My lawyer should have too, and I've already told them that I don't want to work with them anymore. Good on you. I'd never posted publicly until I saw a message from Kujo on this YouTube saying that basically all my lawyer's fault. and somehow bending the truth. At the point, I said I had nothing to my fans. Only found the video because the copyright strike came and took down the video, obviously. I got upset when they sent me messages saying it was the industry standard and anyone who buys a beat has to cover licensing because it felt super gaslighting. And I know that it wasn't true and I'm sticking to his guns on it. Well, okay.
Like it's like semi-amicable after a while of talking to each other.
Oh my God.
Like you can pause this and read this if you want. It's like basically the long...
I'm sorry to reiterate, but I really think people on your side should have, it was their responsibility. It's since they were working for you, bruh. Yeah, they should have, and I should have told. You can't go after REN if his publishing team are not talking to REN. Do you know what I mean? Or his lawyers or whatever. And if they've been talking to him for months, not told REN, why are you punishing REN? Why aren't you going to Instagram and reach out to him? Because clearly there's a lot of text here. And REN is responding. And he would have responded in the first place. He would have probably said, let me go and have a talk to my guys. Let me see what's going on. But instead, the first thing REN saw was the copyright strike. His video takedown. You know what I mean? That's fighting talk. I feel if you REN, surely I won't lie. I'm still mad about the people you sent his way. He's not sent nobody his way. He's explained the situation as why his video's gone. Don't you get it? I understand acting impulsively and emotionally. I have ADHD too, and it's your life's work. But the copyright strike should never happen, especially because the publishing situation is muddled so much by the publishing mistake on your boyfriend's part. Facts. We both think it was very uncool. He lost trust in you when you did that. He did it first. He shamed REN first with that post saying that REN was lying and I didn't want to have to do this. What doesn't she see here? REN, you did a post to all your fans, and they've all come my way, my boyfriend's way. Well, if your boyfriend hadn't put a copyright strike on a video and spoke to REN first and did it amicably in the first place, and REN would have offered you whatever you offered you and offered to sort out the people who own the choir, then none of this would have happened. Like I said, the first thing REN knew about was the copyright strike, which is fighting talk. And then the post instigating from your boyfriend that I didn't want to have to do this. And while all it is, when REN's responded in a similar sort of manner, he's a bigger artist. He's got more fans. Of course they're going to go over and say stuff. But they're also going to wonder where the Sick Boy video is, because people, believe it or not, who support an artist, rewatch videos again. And when they can't find it, REN, what's going on, mate? Because he's very reachable.
It is like she feels like Kujo's been misrepresented and feels like it's a lot of the industry's fault, my lawyer's fault and stuff like that, which is kind of what Kujo feels like, right? She then threatens to break my kneecaps, which, even though it's a little bit out...
If I take it public, I'll make sure your boyfriend doesn't get grief, okay? Even though I don't feel like he's dealt with this perfectly, I know you feel the same way. Leave him out of this if you do, please. How can you leave him out of it? He's only sold the beat! Or else I'm flying to London and breaking your kneecaps. Oh my God, does she work for the mafia? I have nothing to gain crushing a producer's career. As I'm flying to London and breaking your kneecaps. Fuck off. I'd have put loads of smiling faces there if she was talking to me.
Out of pocket, you know me, I laugh about it. The thing that rubs me up about things like that is, if that had been the other way around, I never actually once got violent about this situation. If that had been the other way around, they would have been like, REN's such a violent... Later on, they would have been like, REN's such a violent person, or using bully tactics, because they've...
And not only bully tactics, it would be the whole thing where a man is trying to bully a woman. Do you know what I mean?
Spoken about like how I'm using bully tactics by simply talking about the situation publicly, transparently. She also gaslights me by saying, you know, like, imagine what would have happened if he had...
I can tell, bro. It's like I'm like that too, okay, but the shit, bro, could have ended fucking badly, you know it. I know last thing I wanted, that's the last thing I wanted. We don't even have to go there, but I know, okay. I understand though that you're your own PR team, so it's bound to get a bit messy. No, I don't mean that as in a trail. Dude, okay, let me explain, but imagine if had issues. Some people have committed suicide over stuff like that. Yeah, but you're coming over and asking, like, he's saying that people are going to break his kneecaps. Your boyfriend's in the wrong. stole a sample and sold a beat.
Mental health issues. I have a very long list of mental health issues.
Yeah.
I am the person with mental health issues. You're not considering what it does to my mental health, are you? When you take down a song that means that much to me.
Facts.
A song that I've poured into, that I'm exposing a part of me that's very vulnerable about my health journey. Like,
I picked up on that when he brought Sick Boy out, because after doing High Ren, I think Sick Boy was the second song I did of Ren's, and I'd already found out the backstory of what was Lyme's disease and all that, and then the mental health that went with it and all the, you know, everything in between. And it was poured into that song, and I said that in the reaction.
You're not considering that, are you? All I've done is post publicly
like he did.
About the situation. I've never told anybody to send you guys abuse or anything like that. And actually, if anybody's watching this right now, for clarity, even though I am very annoyed about the situation, I don't want anyone to send them abuse.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm annoyed about the situation, but it's done now. The song.
People act on their own. People who feel strongly about this guy will act on their own.
I don't. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm annoyed about the situation, but it's done now. The song's down. It's gone. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I'm not trying to ruin somebody's life over this.
No.
I'll have my own form of revenge, as you'll see at the end of this video. But I'm not trying to ruin anyone's life over this. So, like, if they say to me that I'm trying to incentivize stuff like that, I'm not, guys. I don't want you to go and abuse them, right? But it is up to me to talk about this situation fairly. So, like, we seem to make some middle ground. She's even talking to me about, like, her ADHD and knows that I've got ADHD, and, like, you know, maybe we just got. So I'm like, you know what? She seems pretty level-headed, right? So, like, cool.
I was getting literally hundreds of messages about it, and then when my fans asked him why he made me go out and buy the bad guy is, so I was up and you're okay. I know that was unfair of you to force him to deal with this publicly. It's a bit of a violation. You can be upset and disagree with the terms, even if you think he's the biggest scammy sick in the world, but you can't force him into public like that. They went public first. When you have a huge platform, you have a responsibility. That's what Batman said, I think. No, you're thinking of Spider-Man with responsibility, and when with great power comes great responsibility. I'm putting myself in your shoes. I don't believe she is.
You know what? Maybe these guys are. It's just a big misunderstanding, and we can figure a way to amicably sort this out. And I say to her, look, yeah, I'm happy to split the publishing, but I don't really want to split the master out of principle because I bought this, right? You know, but then at this point I start being like, you know what? Maybe I'll split some of the master for the future stuff just to get this out of the way. Even though I don't believe I should because they've stolen the beat with a stolen sample. I'm like,
okay. There's a shared responsibility. I'm working hard on remedying it. I'm not expecting him to bend the knee. He holds grudges. He's upset about the public shaming the fight. He's shamed first. But then there's some shared responsibility here, regardless of what came after, just for the unemotional level. Just from an unemotional level, I understand that you may need to hear him acknowledge that, but you have to come to terms with the fact that that might not happen, and that doesn't make him an arsehole. I get it comes from lack of experience, these situations where the songs blow up and rights holders who most of the time aren't even the performers ask for way too much because people have them over a barrel. Doesn't make him an arsehole, but does make me feel less good about the fact that I'm actually giving him money. I technically shouldn't be covering his mistake, basically. I'm going to do it regardless because people should be paid for their input, but I'm taking the fall for something he's done, which is why when I read the comments like that, it's all Ren's lawyer, then I explode facts. Yeah. He stole it. He sold a crooked beat.
If this just gets this over the line, I'm happy to split the future master. I even say that in the email thread to the lawyers and stuff, right? So I'm conceding a little bit here because I just want this situation done with. We end on a good note in this conversation. Then the next morning, I wake up to posts from her all over my Reddit lying about the contract, and then
Unfortunately, I'm unable to share a screenshot of the document. I can rather confirm that indeed the licensee REN should hold the producer harmless in case of an uncleared sample. That any payment sample clearance has to be licensee bound. Kujo had no responses here. He never asked for 100% either. Fuck off. He didn't ask for it. He was insinuating it. His lawyer said that they got the right to ask for 100%. Why she's taking that literally, I don't know.
See a comment on Anthony Ray's video where he's talking about the situation from her, saying this is what the contract says, and she made up She wrote a whole passage that wasn't even in our contract. It was completely made up. So after her being super nice to me behind the scenes in this conversation and feeling like I wake up to read this and I'm like, I start losing my mind because I'm like, these guys, they're like, deluded. They pretend they're on my side and then it's just like they publicly post all this stuff. So
deluded.
I put her up on it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, first of all, this is defamation. You can't be out here like making up.
Well, yeah, it's defamation of character if it's wrong. Kujo, come on, fuck's sake, you're posting something which is even in the contract, so please download it and look at it and search for the quote that you posted. Producer undertakes no... Oh, that's just illegal stuff. This is like what it says, and the media artist cannot add any additional uncleared samples. Please read it. Don't give me reasons to get annoyed, please. I thought we'd put this to bed. Tell me and Kujo chat tomorrow. I felt like our chat was good, but I see you posting lies online, dude. How am I meant to feel like Kujo is a good person? I'm trying to sort this out so he gets his money. Stop, Oh, wow.
Stuff that's not even in the contract.
Wow. Wait so she's like, bed.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Right, so next I find a bunch of messages on Reddit from Kujo's girlfriend lying about the contract, which I'm going to put up here, which is actually very illegal, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
No, I won't be pressing charges over it. I just want to get this situation out of the way, but so I'm just going to put all these up for you to pause and read if you want to. It's ridiculous, basically. She also says that I was obviously upset, so I wasn't the most cooperative. As you guys, if you skip back in this video, you'll see I was extremely cooperative when I found...
He was offering to do a song with him. He was saying, I'll give you some money that of principle, but I'm not giving you everything. I'm not giving you $3,000 advance. I'm not willing to share the masters. But he was still willing to get the revenue that he needed. And he also offered to help with the choir sample, take the hit with him.
Found out what was going on. I was being very amicable when I was trying to offer Kujo solutions and being amazingly supportive and sympathetic.
And still tells people
I refused to fully acknowledge that a mistake on my end causing Kujo not to get paid was at the heart of all of this. It wasn't. A stolen sample was at the heart of all of this.
Yes.
Yes, the publishers, right, failed to correctly register Kujo, which wasn't anything to do with me. They've now remedied that and there'll be a back payment for whatever percentage we end up on. No money's been lost here, right? That is something that was the publisher's fault, which I was very annoyed about, which I actually sent a message to the publishers about explaining.
Here's the situation in a nutshell. It was planning to cover that strike. Sick Boy, which was a beat, was fully licensed from BeatStars. Some digging, the producer Kujo Beats told me that his legal team have been chasing publishing money for a year of no luck. I definitely forwarded the contract towards my publishing team on the email. We checked ASCAP and it isn't registered, so wondering why that is. To further complicate the matter, we understand that there's an uncleared sample in the track, which the original creators have been chasing the sample clearance free from. I was under the impression that any tracks purchased from BeatStars are owned by the producer and I would have to further clear samples, but correct me if I'm wrong here. Also, I'd really like to know how it got to the point where everyone got so frustrated that copyright strike was issued on a YouTube video, losing me the followers and the revenue, getting my channel strikes without anyone even informing me that this is frustrated back and forth was even happening, and even anyone from this side. So he's basically bollocking his team, isn't he? You know what I mean? And asking about them beats and what have you, and the sample. Has he not got the master of Sick Boy with the beat he bought? Mind you, the beat's gonna have the sample in the background as on the audio track, isn't it? I was gonna say he could cut it out or delete them, but yeah, it's just a track, isn't it? Never mind.
How annoyed I was about that situation, fighting for Kujo in that, when I didn't have to fight for Kujo because he was being a prick, right? So
he was.
I sent that message to them anyway, fighting on Kujo's side, because despite all of this, I am a man of principle still.
Yeah.
Right? I kept threatening to sue and go public. No, I didn't. I wasn't threatening to sue. I did say I would go public if my song carried on being used as leverage. I gave them a very fair warning because they didn't need to use the song, the video as leverage, and they kept on doing that. That was because I kept getting hundreds of messages a day from my fans being like, where's the video, where's the video? And I wanted to address it all at once. And I also felt like I was being treated extremely unfairly. Right? I had to accept by giving up all my shares of the song in exchange for a fixed fee. Yeah, that was something between my lawyers. Ren took in public the next morning. Yes, I did.
Yeah, but he said, Kujo also claimed to me and publicly that he'd been chasing publishing money for over a year with no reply, which is why he was so annoyed, as I did his girlfriend. This was another lie, as proven in the next screenshots. Ooh, okay. Dude, literally the message you posted yesterday, he said you guys were chasing for a year and Kujo's told me that it was multiple times. I can go back and grab proof. Hold up. What happened is Kujo has been asking about publishing for almost a year. The song was posted when the song was posted, and pretty much ghosted him until a Bulgarian showed up at your door. I know you're angry about everything you're posting or telling me isn't true, makes the situation 1,000 times more complicated. Okay, but where you just said it wasn't till Paul emailed, that was in April, my understanding. And then he contacted Kujo back and tried to get him to give up his publishing over the sample. Did you ever reach out? Before the Bulgarian quiet situation, did you tell me? Did you, bro, I'm not angry. I'm just woke up. I have ADHD, so no fucking memory or sense of. Oh, shut up! I have no memory. Oh. Just get.
Right.
Oh, that was quick. Just get. I can't read that because the thing's in the way. I'm not sure he did. Not sure he claimed like he did. I don't remember. No, was I involved in everything from the get-go? Dude, I can show you screenshots to prove you claimed you were reaching out for a year last night. Hold up. Another call was regarding. Yeah. That in April 2000. No, that's 3 months ago, not a year. Facts. I think since the negotiation started, what happened? Bro, until a month, I was working 50 hours a week and completely burnt out. Can you help here? I can't help you here. Fuck off.
Right, let's take this home now. At this point, I've just lost all amicability, right? I'm pissed off. I messaged Kujo's girlfriend and him saying, it's the first time I've threatened to sue, but I'm like, if I see any more lies from you guys...
There you go. They're holding REN to ransom there. The video goes back up with the agreement is signed and I get my first payment. Best I can do for you. Get your money. But if I see a single post from you or your girlfriend on any story, reply, Reddit lying about the situation. Don't play a victim again if I tell the truth of the situation. And I mean a single one that gives any one-sided information about this, because you essentially be taking thousands of pounds out of my own pocket. I'd appreciate your acknowledgement publicly at the end of the day. And they should never have sold an uncleared sample. That's facts.
About this situation, I will sue you guys. Because it's like, that's my public image. Like, I pride my...
I'm leaving now, but I go to make this very clear. Never once threatened to sue up till now, but if I see one single post with that, oh yeah, you said that. If for either you, I could just stick to the facts, stick to everything that was said in these messages, stick to the reality of the contract, then post whatever you like. Amicable. Please don't contact me again. This has been so frustrating, and future, if you boyfriend is annoyed about something, tell him to contact the fucking artist about it or read his own contract before throwing a hissy fit. And don't steal samples.
Myself on the fairness that I show everyone that I work with, right, and my principles, and I'm also very against greed, and I stand against it militantly, which a lot of you will know from my work and how I treat people that I work with, right? So
money game is the epitome to that, to what he's just said.
From my work and how I treat people that I work with, right? So them spreading this stuff that I'm trying to be greedy here massively hurts my public image. So I was like, if you guys lie anymore about this, yeah,
kind of whoop ass.
I'm going to do something about it, basically.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking to Kujo and things get more heated. We get another email from their lawyer saying, like, if you won't agree to our terms, we will take 100% of the song. That's where we stand on it. That is final. If you do not agree to this retroactive...
I'm not trying to take 100%, bro. Like, I just get your lawyer to write the contract so we can settle this, man. It's been over 8 months and your lawyer still bounce emails back and forth with zero progress. Very clear I'm willing to make concessions. I never intended to take 100%. I'm not agreeing to a retroactive payment, brother. I made that very clear. I agreed to a publishing split in advance going forward. So he's going to give him the advance and a new master split going forward, not from the back. Okay. Not from the past, just the future. But I'm not going to spend weeks going through my receipts of the video, etc. But that's what you agreed in the video call. Oh, so it was a video call. So he's basically seen Kujo and he said nothing. I have better things to do. Don't you have a team to take care of that for you? No, it isn't always said that I was against retroactive split. And no, brother, I'm independent, and that's aside. You literally have a manager and a lawyer. I paid for an unlimited beat back payment for the start. From the start. It's ridiculous. I agreed on a back payment on your behalf, and that was settled in the video call. He didn't, and if he did, that wasn't my wishes, and it wasn't settled in the call. Yeah, he didn't even say out him.
Master split, we're taking everything. So I messaged back. I'm going to show you that email. I messaged back, essentially summarising this email. I just say, I'm going to take down the song myself. I'm fed up of this. I'm fed up of you threatening me with my own song that I poured myself into. I've explained what it means to me. I explained to both of them what it means to me.
Wow, so basically, he's going to go to that video that's been copyright striked, and he's going to delete it now. So that means they're going to get nothing. The video's gone down. He's going to remove it. He'll lose the views. He's already been paid for it. Up to that point, it got taken down, so that's okay. But Kujo's going to get no more money off that, or any money off that. So it's just like, okay, I have to accept my loss.
So I'm like, I'm taking it down myself. I don't want to let them win over this.
No.
I've been in situations in the music industry before where I had to concede because I was broke, and I just had to let a powerful, greedy person win over me, you know, like, and I know this is not the same situation. It's not like Kujo is like this in this huge position of power here, but how they've dealt with this whole situation was ridiculous. So I was like, rather than like bend to this leverage and just out of principle, I'm just going to take the song off. And it's ironic, man, because the song is about greed, you know. And it hurts me a lot that it's down now. It proper hurts me. I can't stress that enough because of what the song was and what the song meant to me. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I sent these emails. I also send a mass email out to everybody.
He's been bullied into this. He's been bullied. I mean, he's fought for the cause to get that video back on, because obviously it means a lot to him. You can see it in his face. It's killing him, this. And because the song means so much, it's fucking hell. That's horrible.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. So I sent these emails. I also send a mass email out to everybody, the publisher, Kujo, the lawyers involved, just saying how disappointed I am across the board, even from people on my side. I was just disappointed at how this whole situation been dealt with, because ultimately at the core of this situation, the only person getting proper hurt financially from this is me. Right? Yeah. Because of my hard work that I've done to promote this music, because of my story and how that's been exploited. I'm the person who will suffer future losses for the earnings, and that regardless of earnings, fuck earnings for a second. That song I was proud of.
Yeah.
What it meant to people, I was proud of.
It's hurting.
The messages that I get from people every day, telling me like how much they relate to the song, how much it helps them through difficult times. You know, like
that this, what he's talking about now about the people and people saying it's helped him, that's killing him more than the song going down, more than him pouring his own heart out, because REN is a very, very giving person, and all these people who are telling him this stuff about his music's influencing him in such a way that it's like this, that's hurting him more because the song's down and that song is helping people. That's oh my God, that's so, you know,
to the song, how much it helps them through difficult times, you know, like that's gone now, that's taken away from people. So yeah, I'm pissed off. Anyway, so I send that email out. Me and Kujo share some pretty heated words. If you're a petty person,
heated, and what? I'll read these. Make it make sense. No, bro, I have no time for this out of principle. To me, fatigues. What? You know? I'm not paying you for a massive split. You have dealt this like a pretty rich coming from you, mate. Anywho, is he from Canada? Fuck you. This is a very British way when you've had enough. Tell him your terms. Let's finish this. I have multiple times. You know my terms, but that's irrelevant now. I don't give a fuck about details anymore. I just wanted this to be over and get my bag. Tell what you want so he can tell my guy and we can settle FFFs. Fuck's sake.
You'll probably like to pause on some of this. It's ridiculous.
You didn't say a single sentence on the call, not one. That's because I let professionals take it. Oh, hang on.
One of the things that took the piss the most that he said when I just lost my cool at this point. I lost all patience. I'm not
going to listen to your messages, but I just want to let you know I think he has done you dirtiest fucking this whole thing in his own interest. But from what I just know, that I'm sorry it came to this far and got so fucked up. I'm going to talk to see what options we have and to end it this month, so we can all move on. I advise you to hire a new lawyer. Peace. If I advise the same brother suggesting you to take down a song, and without even contacting the artist, and then threatening to remove it before we'd even heard back from the original sample owners, is bonkers. If you don't want to listen, I'll say it here. If I see one more lie from you or your girlfriend or situation, I will sue for defamation. So be very careful. Stick to the facts. Don't threaten me, idiot. We never lied. You contradicted yourself a few times. It's a promise, unlike you and your fans. Your girlfriend literally wrote a whole passage that's not in the contract. Whatever. And you literally said to me that it was in my responsibility to clear the samples multiple times. Can we stop the petty shut? Shit.
The funny things he said after all this was like, if you really cared about your fans, then you would leave them the song. So
no, you want to leave the song because you get paid. You greedy money grabbing. Usual contract didn't have the master split. If you want to chase a breach contract, you could. You're letting your pride and ego get in the way, mate. I'm not trying to chase shit with you, except my bag. Once I get paid, you can do whatever you want with this song. I don't give a fuck. So Ren said something in a voice message. Just pay me and let's end it. It's all about the money, innit?
So he was turning it around on me when he'd used the song as leverage. He said, if you cared about your fans, you leave it up for them. And he said, I'm letting my pride and ego get in the way because I'm not paying him money that I didn't think he deserved for selling a stolen beat, right? He's saying that that's my ego. It's my ego's fault. And then he's just saying, he kept saying, just pay me, let me get my bag. I want the money, just give me my money.
Yeah,
I explained to him again, like, dude, I'm not the person that pays you the money. I've explained this to you so many times. It's the publisher. And he's like, oh.
Why are we still talking? Just pay me. It is all about the money. Dude, how many times I'm not a publisher? The money's between you and the publisher. Aight, then peace. Your music sucks, by the way. Hang on. Isn't it your beat? Let's compare how well he's doing if you want to go around reading on my. Yeah. You're a child, lad. One that can't even talk for himself. Yes, hiding behind his girlfriend because he's a pussy.
All right, cool. It finally seems to sink in that
facts.
I haven't stolen this man's money. I haven't taken a penny of this man's money.
No.
The publisher was at fault for not registering it properly, and they're resolving that, and then he'll get his money from the publishing. I don't want a penny of that. I don't care about that money. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's a song.
Whatever. He deserves a bit of money for making that part of the beat. Sure. He shouldn't have stolen a sample and sold it to me. Theoretically, he could have all of his publishing taken away, but even after all of this, I still agreed to give him a bit of a publishing split, just to shut him up.
And I told him.
So it's like, I could have been even more petty and dug my feet in there, but I just wanted the situation over with. So the song's down. The funniest comment that I'm going to end this on, because this is going to be some album artwork, by the way. Single artwork, sorry. This is the next announcement. Yeah, he goes, alright, peace. Your music sucks, by the way. Which is really funny, considering, you know, the message earlier where he told me that it was an honour, or it was like, it was really good to work with me, you know.
Hey, bro, the beat maker on this one. Dope song, subject, you killed it, man. Always makes me happy to see people creating real art with my work. How much, HMU if you want a link. I don't know what HMU means.
Funny.
Hit me up.
It's funny, hypocritical. Funny. But yeah, sure, my music sucks, brother.
Just wants his money.
That's going to be the single artwork. Which leads me to my last point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm releasing a song about this whole situation, and it's dedicated to Kujo.
He's going to get a diss track. Yes, we're going to get a Kujo diss track. Please reference the film with the dog.
About this whole situation, and it's dedicated to Kujo.
Wow, get a diss track.
And it's coming out next week. It's coming out
I'm on holiday.
It's called Kujo Beatdown.
Kujo beat down. Yes, and there's a double there. I'm on holiday. I'm gonna have to take my laptop and do a low budget video.
I love it. We made an amazing video for it. I made a beat. By the way, the beat has no unlicensed samples on it. I made the whole thing myself.
Good man.
I wrote all the lyrics myself. All the beats are mine.
Good.
And that'll be going up on YouTube and Spotify next week.
Good man.
I'll also be recreating Sick Boy because those lyrics and that arrangement is mine.
Yes.
So for the anniversary of Sick Boy, the album, you will be getting Sick Boy, the beat, remade, bigger and better than ever. Reimagined
Sick Boy. I said that. Why can't you just rewrite the song or put another beat over it and use the same video because it'll still sync? Yes. Oi, that's like he's read my mind. Let's go.
You will be getting Sick Boy, the beat,
yes,
remade, bigger and better than ever, without Kujo's input on it.
Absolutely.
So look forward to that as well.
Yes, that is the best way to say you. That is the best way.
There's also a third song dropping. There's a little bit more positive. Next week's song is angry. All right, I'm just going to warn you there.
Of course it will
and
be.
Before Kujo and his before they start complaining about blah blah blah, artistic license here. You know what? I've said my piece. I'm not interested in ruining your life, bro. But I felt like I needed to get it out somehow.
Yeah, do it.
And so I got it out somehow.
Yes.
And I hope you're watching this, man. And I hope you enjoy the song, because it's dedicated to you, baby.
Don't mess with
Anyway,
Ren.
guys, I know that this was a long video, but I wanted there to be no doubt as to where everything stood in this situation and why you don't have a song that means so much to so many people and means so much to me.
Yeah.
But there will be a revamped version of that song coming very soon, guys. And if you've made it this far, thank you. Sincerely. And I hope there can be no doubt as to this situation. Thank you.
Oh, here's something else here. What's this?
As to this situation. Thank you.
Oh, that's the beginning of Sick Boy. Oh no. The breathing is Sick Boy, isn't it? So he's going to use his own sample of Sick Boy in the Kujo beatdown. Or was that the revamped Sick Boy? I'm going to do both. I don't care. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so glad he's going to do that. I'm glad he's doing the diss track, and I'm so glad he's redoing Sick Boy, because you could see he was hurting this. That song is such a it's such a event for Ren, isn't it? And the fact that it's so helpful for other people, and I love the fact that he's going to do it with his own beats, because he can't take that down. I mean, what an absolute shitty trick. And in a nutshell, this guy who's this Kujo and his wench are just basically chasing money. They're just chasing because they're jumping on Ren's success. And like I say, in Ronnie Radke's song "Falling Reverse," right here, right now, the line in it is, "You're riding on my popularity," and that's exactly what is happening here. And you know what? Kudos to Ren for trying to sort it, offering the guy to do a collaboration when he's got like however many fans and so much popularity, and and then he turns it down because he wants $3,000 and a bit of a split. Do you know what I mean? I'm so glad. In one respect, I'm so glad he's took the video down himself after it. And he's going to have to wait 90 days for that copyright strike to go. But after 90 days, he'll be clear again. His channel will be back to normal. And Kujo will get nothing. He'll not have no money from royalties because the video's gone. And then he won't get no money from a Ren collab, which he could have had. Do you know what I mean? He would still got a bit of a fucking split if they kept Sick Boy up, let him put it back up, and then did a collab with Ren, and then he could come out smelling the roses. But this is where the greed comes in. And greed, when someone's being greedy, somebody else suffers. That's what happens. It happens in all walks of life. There's a balance issue. Wow. Can't wait for these songs. Can't wait for them. I'm taking my laptop on holiday with me. Anyway, what did you guys think of this reaction? Let me know in the comments. If you want to check out any more from Ren, there'll be a playlist right up there. Don't forget to subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to check out Ren's original video. Mind you, it is a long one. Anyway, I shall see you next time.